The shuttle bus leaves the hotel for the airport every 45 minutes. A bus left the hotel at 10:40 a.m. Calculate the time when the next bus will leave. Now, for this one, all we have to do is we have to take 10:40 and we have to add 45 minutes to it. And we have to add 45 minutes to it because it says right there, the shuttle bus leaves the hotel for the airport every 45 minutes. So we have 10 hours and 40 minutes, right? That's for the 10:40 a.m. And we have 45 minutes because notice here we have 45 minutes here. So we have to add. And so we say 0 plus 5 and 0 plus 5 is definitely 5. We say 4 plus 4 and 4 plus 4 is 8. And 10 plus 0, well, 10 plus 0 is definitely 10. So we have 10 hours and 85 minutes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take 10 hours and 85 minutes. And we notice that 85 minutes, well, okay, 1 hour, what is 1 hour? Well, 1 hour is 60 minutes, right? So 1 hour is 60 minutes. And so what that means is we're going to take 85 and we're going to subtract it with 60. So we have 85 minus 60, which gives us 25 minutes. And so we can take 85 and we can express it as 60 plus 25. And so that's what we have here, 10 hours plus 60 minutes plus 25 minutes. Next, we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So we take 60 minutes and we're going to express that as 1 hour. And so we have 10 hours plus 1 hour plus 3 minutes. And so we have 10 hours plus 1 hour, and 10 hours plus 1 hour is definitely 11 hours. And so we have 11 hours plus 25 minutes. And so the time when the next bus will leave is actually going to be 11:25 a.m. And that's the correct answer for this question. The next question states that the 12:55 p.m. shuttle bus arrived at the airport at 1:22 p.m. Calculate the time taken for the journey. Now for this one, we have to subtract. But before we subtract, let's take this 1:22 p.m. and express it in 24-hour clock. Now, 1 p.m. is actually 13 o'clock in the 24-hour clock. And so that means that if we have 1:22 p.m., that's actually going to be 13:22 in the 24-hour clock. And the reason why we converted to 13, the reason why we converted to the 24-hour clock is because it's going to help us when it comes to subtracting, all right? And so we have 13:22, which is actually 1:22. And so we have 12 hours and 55 minutes that we have to use in our subtraction. And so we have 13:22 and 12:55. Now, notice here that 22 is less than 55. And so the problem is, okay, so watch this. So notice that we have 2 minus 5. Well, 2 minus 5, we can't do that, right? So we cannot subtract 2 minus 5, so we have to borrow. So if we borrow over here, what's going to happen? It's going to turn into 1, right? And so, but this is going to turn into 12. So we have 12 minus 5 is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's going to be 7, right? Now, when we go over here, this is going to be 1 minus 5. But the problem is we have 1 minus 5. That means that we can't do 1 minus 5. So what we have to do, we have to borrow. So that's the problem that we're having. The real problem that we have is that 22 is less than 55. So since 22 is less than 55, we have to borrow over the hour side, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take a whole hour, right? So this is 13 hours. We're gonna take a whole hour and we're gonna borrow that whole hour and put it onto the minute side. That's gonna help us because 22 is less than 55, and that's not gonna work because we're subtracting them. And so we have to borrow a whole hour from the hour side. So it's 13 hours. And now since we took away an hour, it's gonna be 12 hours. Now, notice that we're borrowing a whole hour. So when we take that hour and we put it on the minute side, it's actually gonna be 60 minutes. And so that's why we have 60 minutes here. So we have 60 plus 22. And so that's what we have. So we're gonna put hours and minutes, and 60 plus 22 is gonna be 82 minutes. And we have 12 here and we have 55. Now we could perform a sensible subtraction because when we're subtracting, the number at the top have to be bigger than the number at the bottom. else the subtraction is not gonna work. And so that's why we needed to borrow a whole hour, because 22 is too small, right? 22 is smaller than 85. That subtraction is not gonna work. So we had to borrow a whole hour from the hour side, which translates to 60 minutes on our minute side. Then we add that 60 minutes to 22, which means that now we have 82 minutes, and 82 is definitely bigger than 55, so we could subtract now. So we have 2 minus 5. Well, 2 minus 5, we can't do that, so we have to go over to the side, and this becomes what? This is 7, all right? So this is 7. And so what we have here is 2. What we have here is, this one is 7, so this is going to be 12, right? And so we have 12 minus 5. And what is 12 minus 5? Well, that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's actually going to be 7, okay? That's actually going to be 7. And we have 7 minus 5, which is going to be 2. And so that's actually 27. All right, so that's 27 there. Let me erase this ink. And so that's 27. So 82 minus 55 is actually 27, as we have here. And 12 minus 12 is actually going to be 0. And so what we have here is 0 hours and 27 minutes. And so that means that the time taken for this journey is actually going to be 27 minutes. So the correct answer for this is 27 minutes. And that's the answer to this question.